Right, what's happening, people, and welcome back to the Joey Knight podcast. Now, the transfer window has now slammed shut, and the business that Chelsea did has raised a lot of eyebrows. Not only the amount of money we splashed out, bringing in, I think, 12 permanent signings, but also the players that we let go in this transfer window. So what I want to do today is rank the outgoing business that we managed to do in this transfer window. Here to help me do so is my good friend Josh Avesti. The link to his channel is in the description of this video, so please head over there and drop him a subscribe after this video. Josh, we know the way this works. We've done a video ranking the incoming signings, so obviously we're going to have bad business, we're going to have meh, we're going to have solid, good, unreal. So we don't really want to rank the loans because those are potentially players that are going to be coming back, but let's just round up the key loans, which is obviously Romelu Lukaku has gone to Roma, Ziyech has gone somewhere. Where's he gone?
Don't even know.
I don't know where Ziyech has gone either. God knows. Let's not even bother.
Galatasaray.
Good on him. Oh, you'll be playing on one wing and then they'll have Zaha on the other wing.
It's not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. Kepa has gone to Real Madrid, which, you know, we all saw that one coming, didn't we? Who else gone out on loan?
I think those are the main three, to be fair. I mean, you got a load of kids, but I wouldn't.
Lewis Hall has technically gone on loan, but he hasn't. That's just to balance the books for FFP. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay, so any ones that stand out at you there?
Kepa is an interesting one, isn't it? Because we're going to have him back on the books, and we've just signed 2 other goalkeepers. So that's a weird one. We're going to have to deal with the Romelu Lukaku issue again. That's going to be a fun one to deal with. But he's lowered his wages, and he's got a release clause now of 37 million. So it will be easier to offload him next season.
Yeah, a year older by that point as well, though. I would have just liked to have got rid of him. If we could, even if we could have got 20 mil for him, I'd have said good business on that. You know what I mean? So,
in a weird way, all 3 of these, I think we just summarise very quickly now as going meh to bad business, because all of them are going to be back on the books next summer. We're going to have the same transfer merry-go-round next summer.
Can I tell you one I disagree with there? Meh to bad business. I would say that the Kepa move is good, because I think that he could then put himself in the shop window if he has a good spell at Real Madrid, and potentially we might be able to get a little bit more money for him than potentially we would have. So I think that's the only one for me that I would go, okay, that could be good. But let's go into the permanent departures. Let's start off with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang to Marseille. Free transfer. What do you reckon? Unreal.
It's that simple. Thank God we got him off the books. He was toxic. He was a player that I hated watching. He did absolutely nothing for us.
Can I just say one thing on Aubameyang?
Go on.
He gets a very hard rap, and I don't really like him. But when I see him in certain things that I've seen him in, like behind-the-scenes things on YouTube and whatnot, he doesn't come across as badly as I think the perception of people might have of him. But yeah, unreal business to let him go, because I'm not really too bothered either way. He weren't going to be in our team, was he? And I'm very happy with the strikers we've got instead of him. Let's move on to a club legend. He won it all, Cesar Azpilicueta.
So sad to see him go. And that farewell video was one of the most emotional things I've ever seen. I was crying when I was watching that. It's so sad to see players that have given everything for the club move on. But let's be honest, he stayed for another year when he didn't need to. And I think if you cut him, he would bleed blue. You know, he's an absolute legend. I think we'll see him back at the club one day.
Yeah, in some sort of capacity. I wouldn't disagree with that. I'd go good on that to let him go, because as I say, it's sad to see him go. Club legend, but you know, his time was up at Stamford Bridge. Let's move on to another man that is a club legend, in my opinion, a man that I will miss dearly. Gutted to see him go, but again, I might say it's about the right time in N'Golo Kante.
Yeah, I love him. I am so sad to see him go, but you look at the injury record, you look at how old he is, and I just don't see him being the future of the midfield. So you kind of got to go like solid move, good move for him.
I'd go meh.
Really?
I'd go meh, because there's a chance that if he stays fit all season this year, then we're going to be sitting there going, God, we could do with Kante.
That's the key thing, though, don't mate? You say chance. How much of the games did he actually play? About a third?
And also, he's got a better chance of staying fit over in Saudi Arabia, because the level is just not the same as what it is over here. Yeah. So
he was our highest earner. We got him off the books, and he was only playing a third of the games. That's good business.
Let's go good. Then I would go good on that, yeah. Callum Hudson-Odoi. Now, look, he moved for about 5 mil, yeah? At one point, what was it Bayern Munich were willing to pay for him?
It was a loan and then an optional fee of £75 million.
Oh, God.
So we've really lost it there. A guy that's been plagued by injuries, the cruciate ligament injury has really, really ruined his career. And I feel so sorry for him. I hope he goes to Forest and rejuvenates his very, very good career. I personally think that it's It's a solid move, a good move. We've just not got enough money for a player that really is quality. Mate, do you know how young he is as well? He's super, super young.
22 or something?
He's 22.
Yeah.
Mad.
Yeah. I would go, meh. We'll see, innit? We just see. I don't really know. Like, haven't seen enough of Callum Hudson-Odoi in a good 3 years or so since he burst on the scene to be like, yeah, okay, he's definitely, definitely going to go and light the world up at Forest. I do think the way that Forest are going, Elanga, Hudson-Odoi, some of the names they've brought in, which we've mentioned previously, I think you could go there and maybe have a good season. But for me, I'm not too sure on it. Look, it's very easy to say, oh, well, we was offered 60 mil at one point from, yeah, but we weren't getting 60 mil now. And then we've gone from 60 to 5 mil, whatever it is. So, and there'll be a lot more than we know behind the scenes with that move. Let's go on to a man that I adore, Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Hard. I don't know where I would put this one. Where would you put Ruben Loftus-Cheek?
I'm going to go as bad business.
Yeah.
The reason why, he's 27. He's gone to AC Milan. He's tearing it up. He could play multiple positions. He's got an elite mentality. He looked like he had shaken off the injuries and looked like he was fit enough. He wasn't taking up a load of wages. And so I understand what they've done. They've tried to cash in for FFP reasons, and obviously he basically seemed like he was out the door, but I feel that he would have been quite happy to stay. And I'm a big believer that Ruben, especially at the start of the season this year, could have made an impact for us and could have solidified that midfield in a way that we haven't really seen. And so I don't think it's that good, mate.
No, I'd put it in bad too, because as I say, I just love Loftus-Cheek. I don't know why. He's the one player I really like. Also, I look at, now we put in Cole Palmer, so that could ease that worry. But I think actually Loftus-Cheek can play in a number 10 role as well. I know we've seen him play everywhere, but I think Ruben Loftus-Cheek could be a right handful in a number 10 role. A couple of times I've seen him play there and look good. So yeah, I'd sort of go bad, but I'm happy for the player because I'm very happy that Loftus-Cheek is over, tearing it up in Italy. Long may it continue. Yeah, love Loftus-Cheek.
Bad for us, unreal for him.
Edouard Mendy. Now, let's remember, we got just under, 20 mil for Edouard Mendy?
Yeah, 18.5 million euros.
Nice. I'd go good business.
31-year-old goalkeeper, wasn't playing for us, number 2. Get him off to the Saudi League. He's going to probably do very, very well there, although he has made a mistake already in the Saudi Premier League.
Done from the halfway line, didn't he?
Yeah. So, weird one. I just think he was never playing for Chelsea. He was too old. He wasn't on a load of money. So again,
no, he's on very low wages, wasn't he? Surprised, shockingly low. I don't know. He's feeding his family on that.
It was a joke, wasn't it?
30 grand a week or
something. It wasn't a lot. Yeah, it was a weird one.
So,
I think overall for us, that's good business. Offload a second choice goalkeeper. He wasn't really going to be playing for us. So, we've got 2 good options now. So
Christian Pulisic, a man that AC Milan paid 20 million euros for. Where would you put that?
I put it in solid purely because he was desperate to go. But I think overall, he's 24. He's got the ability to be very, very good for them. He's tearing it up already in
Is he?
AC.
I haven't
He's
seen
played
him.
really, really well. He's played really, really well. Him and Ruben and Giroud are linking up. They've got a good ex-Chelsea contingent over there. And Tomori, exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, I think he wanted to go. So that's why I'm saying it's probably solid. But I think he's gonna tear up some trees over there.
When you look at the age and the money we bought him in for and the potential in glimpses that he's shown, you might go, well, you only got 20 mil for him. But then at the same time, if you say to me now, would I like him near this Chelsea team this year? No, I wouldn't really. So I think you'd put it in solid.
I'm actually going to change my mind. I think it's good.
Yeah.
Purely because I don't think he's getting in the team. So let's go good and let's see him off and I hope he has a very good career.
Now, there's a lot of emphasis put on the fact that the Saudis helped us out. Let's remember, we only actually got transfer fees for 2 players from Saudi. So, it's probably overemphasized how much they helped us out. But with this transfer, they massively helped us out because the Saudis put down how much for Kalou Koulibaly?
Well, got it here, 23 million euros.
Unreal.
You're going unreal. We took a bath on this because how much did we spend on him?
30 odd.
It was a lot of money.
Yeah.
It was a lot of money. I think it was more than that.
Yeah, but do you know where I would say, right? Look, right, he's not done as badly as Cucurella, but one of the main reasons we didn't manage to get rid of Cucurella this window was because he had only just come in. And you don't often see it. You don't often see a player do a season at a club and then be sort of moved on, Think of like Varane at Man United when we bought him in and whatnot. That comes to mind. But it's not very regular. You'd see that at all. So for the fact that after just that one single season, we managed to then recoup money for him, I think it's unreal business. I really do.
I'm going to go meh purely because I think it was an awful signing to start off with, and I think it's an awful sale that we haven't recouped our money for. So I just think overall it was a mistake from the board, and they've taken a massive bath on it.
Now we get in to 3 massively high-profile signings, the first of which is 29 million euros. What's that in pounds? 25 million odd.
Yeah.
Man City paid for Mateo Kovacic. Where would you put that?
I think it's good business. He's 29 years old. He had 1 year left on his contract. We got a decent amount of money for him. He will be very good for City, and he will continue to be a good player probably for the next 4 or 5 years. So it's tough. I think he's in good condition. But overall, I think we were moving on from our midfield. So I think it's good. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's good. I think, look, not that they're like-for-like players at all, but we have just spent, 40-odd million on Cole Palmer from Man City, 21-year-old. They've give us nearly 30 for a 29-year-old Mateo Kovacic. And I look at that and I make those comparisons and I think, you know what, it's not bad business at all. So I'd say good there. But I like Kovacic, good player.
Me too.
This is one that divides a lot of people, and most notably maybe divides me and you, I think. Mason Mount to Man United for how much?
64 million euros.
Okay. So let's call it 60 million quid. Mason Mount to Man United. Where are you putting it?
I'm putting it in meh. The reason why is because I miss him.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. I really liked Mason Mount, and I feel that we have lost that sort of core academy-style players that cared about the club. And you saw when he was walking around the pitch, he was gutted. And then everything beyond that is just souring his legacy. It's a shame. And I just think to lose a player that of that age and cares that much about the club is a big shame. So I think it's meh. I miss him, and I think he would make a difference in our team. But you disagree?
I don't think he cares that much about the club, to be honest. No, I don't. I'm going to put it in good because I do genuinely believe that when a player doesn't want to be here no more, it's good to get rid of that player. I personally think that Mason Mount jumped before the ship sunk. Okay, we can go into it and we can go on to the fact of, he was underpaid. Yeah, I get that. But let's not forget that he turned down significant pay rises in the contract offers we gave to him. He wanted to go to Man United. He had his heart set on a move. And yeah, I personally would think that, say, for example, with any relationship I have, whether that be with my employers, whether that be with a friend, whether that be a romantic one, when that relationship is on the rocks, on hard times, and the person I have, or the club, the employer I have that relationship with, are really, really struggling, and I am a boyhood academy graduate of that club who's won the Champions League from, I'd stick around a little bit longer, and I'd try and help out a lot more than he did. So you can say, look, there's a very common thing that Chelsea mistreated Mason Mount. I completely agree Mason Mount should have been on more money. What I don't agree with is that Mason Mount should have been earning the same amount of money as Reece James at that moment in time. And when he was offered about 200 grand a week by Chelsea, I think you take that. I think that you get the people around you to maybe put something in the contract whereby, there is an option to move on after that. But I think he could have given us another season. I think we could have used him. But I'm really not bothered about it now. I don't miss him. If he didn't want to be with us, then that's that, isn't it? But
yeah,
again,
you convinced me. Fair enough. The key thing is whether players want to be there, and I think that makes a massive difference in the way that you're building a squad of mentality. So yeah, if he doesn't want to be here, fair enough. But I do miss his qualities on the pitch.
Kai Havertz, 75 million euros to Arsenal. Where are you putting him?
Is this the best bit of transfer business we have ever done?
Unreal.
I think it's got to be up there, right? Like, we have sold them an absolute
dud.
Yeah, a dud. Like, where is he going to be playing? Like, he's going to cause more issues to them. And God, you love it already. They're already trying to defend him, and they're already saying that he's been a scapegoat. It's mad, isn't it?
He's just not a great player. He's not a great player, is he? And now he's gone. I'm going to look like this smug, arrogant, out of order Chelsea fan. But he's just not great, is he? Like, everyone says, when you can sort of work out where he plays and what he does, then, there's a brilliant player on your hands. And it's like, what are you basing that off? The fact he scored a goal in a Champions League final, Dirk Kuyt scored a goal in a Champions League final. Good player, but not going to be someone that's going to propel a team to winning league titles. There's other players that have scored. Belletti, I remember, he scored a goal in a Champions League final, didn't he? So players have scored goals in Champions League finals. It doesn't mean that they're unreal players. And I look at the minute, And Arsenal are coming under serious fire because the obvious thing at the minute is you need to take Kai Havertz out of that side. You need to get Partey away from the right-back position and just stick Ben White back there where he was. Bring Gabriel back into the fold. Obviously, he hasn't left in the transfer window, and now that's shut. So you bring him back in. You take Kai Havertz out of that midfield. You put Partey in there alongside Odegaard, Rice. Problem solved for me. And when I am saying that you need to drop Kai Havertz to solve a problem for Arsenal, and you've just paid 75 million euros for him, I think from Chelsea's perspective, we can only put it in unreal. The only thing that could knock it down ever so slightly is it's not like Chelsea paid 30 million euros for him or whatever. You know what I mean? We paid a fair chunk for him too. But I think that if you had have said to me, do we recoup that money that we paid out for Kai Havertz, I'd have gone to nah, no chance of that. And ultimately, we pretty much have, haven't we? So
yeah, I celebrated this one like a goal when he left.
Yeah.
I literally nearly did a knee slide.
Nice.
So yeah, I think it's unreal. Like, fair enough, we might have taken a little bit of a bath in terms of transfer fee, but if you look at the amount of years that he had left, I think it's good business, mate.
What do you lot think? That's what I want to know, because I know that, you know, these transfers completely divide opinion, don't they? So I know that you lot are going to have maybe some stern words for me and Josh at times, or maybe you'd agree with us at times. But like always, it is massively important that you let me know what you lot think in the comments below. If you're not already, make sure you're subscribed to Josh's channel. He's banging out really good content on a weekly basis. It's linked in the description. Hit the link. Kit Plug, who provided me with these kits, are also linked in the description to this video. And if you're not, make sure you're subscribed to my channel, because I'm working very, very hard on banging out this sort of content for you, and it's only ramping up. People, I will see you in the next one.